start the war. This war would be like different groups of energies reaching the same spot of one of the main portals, and this would create the chaos for the first time in this planet in between the two civilizations that would rule the world and that would lead the ideas of the world for the next thousands of years. The way the war was held in that time was not through the technology of light or the technology of guns like we know today. Of course, we had different ways of understanding how a war was held because we had the sound technology. The sound technology was to use the vibration of the whole planet to create realities, but also to destroy realities. We call this technology as protikta. Protikta was the structure of 33 cubes that creates this interdimensional and three-dimensional chacana, which is this shape of the symbol that we had in South America, in Bolivia and Peru. But when you split it in different structures, in different cubes, you would have the system that they used to create the pyramids, to create the technology of vibration. They used to put water inside and encode this water by vibration, so everything that was exactly the same would reproduce the same amount of energy and vibration by quantics along the whole planet. So every pyramid, every temple, every stone circle that has the shape of this structure would replicate the same amount of energy and vibration, so everyone could reach the information that they were searching. It was like the first Wi-Fi, the first internet that we had in our planet. So this structure that was being created around the planet by the Atlantean people was something that allowed them to enlighten the cities that they would use to heal, that they would use to contact other times and spaces, that they would use to build pyramids, to build structures, to regenerate the cells in your body to live longer than we live today. So all this technology that was used for the aware of the consciousness and to make it higher in frequency, so every planet could listen this world and we could listen every planet in the Confederation, was also used for this war. That was one of the first mistakes that Atlantean civilizations did. They organized this structure of connection in the world, creating these sound vibrations, and they structured these pillars of resonance that were created in different parts of the world. So when they would create a huge amount of energy by vibration in one pyramid, this vibration would be transmitted into different spots of the planet like cables, like a network. So in a tiny amount of vibration, they could heal, they could change the patterns of the DNA, they could build. But if you put all this amount of vibration in just one spot, the whole network looking into one spot, what you would have is the same amount of energy that we call now an atomic bomb. So it was not only a war fought by soldiers fighting with swords. The main war was through sound. This energy was used against the Lemurian people so they could have the power of the portals. In this war, they brought the Lemurian people close by the temples, and the moment they were all close, the temples and the pyramids, they would put all the information and all the energy of the pyramids towards that only pyramid. And when they did that, we could see this energy like a big sound wave with a lot of energy. All this energy was moving around, and you could see it like a light. And when it was expanding, everything that touches just became like dust. every living being in kilometers around, plants, animals, stones, and people that were living in those regions, even the cities that were in those regions, were turned into dust. And that's how Atlantean people show their power of using the energy of sound around the whole world, and that is how they won the war against the Lemurian people. Nobody in the world would now fight against the Atlantean people because they show the power of sound. They show that this amount of energy was now in their hands. This energy that is known now by some biblical stories like Sodoma, Gomorrah, and the destruction of the cities in the Middle East by vibration, by sound, by these lights that turn everything into dust. And the last tiny part of this energy that was brought to the regions of the Ganga in South Egypt, now called Ethiopia, was what in the Bible they call the Ark of the Covenant. They took this part of the Protecta energy that was used to enlight the power of the pyramids around the world. So it was the last tiny part that they could keep before the last fall of Atlantis destroyed all the system in the Atlantic Ocean. That is why today we can remember that the most powerful energy in history was that energy that made that every atom by vibration become dust. And that is one of the reasons why after the Atlantis wars with Lemuria and before the fall of Atlantis, many of the cities and many of the main places of this civilization just disappeared and just killed around the 80% of the population of our civilizations. So many of the pyramids that were around the world and even in the Pacific Ocean, they were nothing after this war. We only have from them the main structures like the basements or some structures from the floor. So we can not have now the main structures because of the destruction through vibration and also because of the time and the climate change and the volcanoes. But mainly during the big war, they disappear or they are underwater or under earth.